Hi there, in this lecture we're going to learn how to plot our data to evaluate the level of concentration. In this lecture, we still use the dataset we created last time, which contains the number of male and female customers purchased the smartphones. To show how is the data spread out, first we have our scatter plot. It's a subtype of plot, so you just type df.plot.scatter. Then you can give it the variable on the x-axis and y-axis. X equals male and y equals female. This is different from the plots we made before. I will explain this later. So first, let's run this. And we have our plot. You see, on the x-axis is labeled as male and the y-axis is labeled as female. Here we need to specify x and y-axis because scatter plot is used to demonstrate the relative distribution of two variables. If you don't tell pandas which two variables do you want, then it won't know. This is the same in the hex beam plot. Now, in the scatter plot, you can see how the observations are spread out. It gives you the relation of the two variables. There is a way of presenting information of a third dimension. For example, let's propose a simple score system that ranks the smartphone based on their gender of customers, such as df score equals df dot male times, let's say 0.3 plus df dot female times 0.7. Here we create a new column in the data frame named score, and it's calculated as the weighted average of both male and female customers. Then we modify our scatter plot a bit and add a third parameter to it named s. So s equals df dot score. What this parameter does is it changes the size of the point according to its value. Let's run this. And you can see some points are significantly larger than the others. The large points have a larger s value, which in this case have a higher score. That's how you make a scatter plot. Now we move on to the hex beam plot, or if you prefer its fancy name, the heat map. The hex beam plot is specialized in evaluating the level of concentration of the data. You might argue that you can also see this in the scatter plot. For example, here you can tell that lots of points are distributed in this area and probably this area as well. However, the drawbacks of using a scatter plot are, first, you cannot tell how concentrated it is. Second, you lost your ability when the sample size gets large. Here, we are using a sample of 100 observations. Only 100 observations. Let's change it to 10,000. And we run this to get a new data frame. Then we scatter plot it again. See? It's hard to tell which area is concentrated. Now, it's show time for the hex beam plot. Let's try it. df.plot.hexbeam and x equals male, y equals female. Then we set grid size parameter here to 25. Run this, and you can clearly tell which areas have lots of observations. The deeper the color, the more the area is concentrated. You can change the size of the hexagon by tweaking the grid size parameter. That's all for this lecture. I hope you are enjoying the plots, and I will see you in the next lecture.